Honorable adjudicators, this debate asks one question: what system truly delivers justice for gambling offenders? The burden of proof is clear. As government, we must show that social service and skill training reduce crime and reintegrate offenders better than prison. The opposition must prove that imprisonment, despite its overcrowding, stigma, and failure to treat addiction, is still the best opinion. But reality show prison does not solve the problem. Offenders live with stigma instead of skill, and the root cause of gambling remain. If justice remains preventing future harm and reintegration, then prison fails. Our model success, social service, ensures accountability, skill training creates opportunity, and together they turn offenders into contributors, not repeat offenders. Now, let us look at the world as it is. Today, adjudicators, gambling offenders are punished almost exclusively with imprisonment. But what happens then, adjudicators? They enter overcrowded prisons, are labeled criminals for life, and return to society with fewer opportunities than before. Their poverty and desperation remain unsolved. The truth is, this system does not gambling. It only recycles the problem and deepens the cycle of harm. Let's move to the argumentation. Adjudicators, rehabilitation lowers reoffending more effectively than prisons. Evidence shows rehabilitation works far better than punishment. In Norway's rehabilitation-based system, only about 20% of offenders reoffend within 2 years, and one of the lowest rates in the world. By contrast, in the US, 68% reoffend within 3 years. These numbers show that treating gambling is an addiction, and giving offenders skill and training helps them reintegrate. Instead of leaving prison with stigma and no opportunities, they return as skilled and responsible people. This breaks the cycle of crime and gives society not repeat offenders but productive citizens. Be adjudicators. Addressing root cause prevents crime before it repeats. The World Health Organization classifies gambling disorder as a behavioral addiction, meaning it needs treatment, not punishment. Problem: gambling is tied to financial stress, employment, and social harm issues prison cannot fix. Programs like home detention and skill-based rehabilitation have proven effective, cutting return to custody rates in South Australia from 34% to 20%. If justice only punishes, it ignores why adjudicators offenders gambled in the first place. Skill training, counseling, and social service give a long-term solution. Offenders gain jobs, financial stability, and recovery support. This removes the need to reopen and build safer communities at lower cost. Adjudicators, the opposition may argue prison deter crime, but without rehabilitations, deterrence is weak. The prison work when we wouldn't see repeat offenders. It only creates fear from the far from moment before poverty and addiction restart the cycle. Our model tackles those root causes, making deterrence real. And while they call social service and training soft, in truth, social service demand accountable and skilled training prevents future crime. Prison looks harsh, but fails. Our models looks humane, but truly protects society. Finally, adjudicators, they may argue that the state lacks resources to provide skill training, but the resources spent on imprisonment, housing, feeding, and quarantine offenders are already far greater than the cost of vocational programs. So, what have we proven, adjudicators? First, rehabilitation builds accountability, and skills prison does not. Second, our model breaks the cycle of poverty and addictions, while the opposition leaves untouched. Third, justice must be efficient and restorative, saving resources and trust, while prison only worsens them. On the other side, adjudicators, all they offer is their deterrence and harshness. Their model falls anger, not justice. I will deliver justice, safety, and fairness together. Prisons looks tough but fixes nothing. Rehabilitation looks humane but creates real change. That is the path to a safer society, and that is why the government have won this debate. Thank you.